from Bayou Sauvage. I'm with Brittany Boyke. Brittany, what is your role here?
I'm the Habitat Restoration Program Coordinator for the Coalition to Restore Coastal Louisiana.
Now, I understand today was a big day.
Huge.
What were you guys doing? And you picked the spots.
Yes, I did all of the site visits. I went out a couple of times in the month of March. We are partnered with U.S. Fish and Wildlife and Abita Brewing Company, and we planted a little over 20,000 plugs of California bulrush. We had 3 airboats.
And you had great volunteers. When people volunteer, this is something you really sink your feet into.
I tell everyone to bring an extra change of clothes.
People from Louisiana are really owning this. This has been a big project for some time. It's not something that's just in Newsweek. The people are spending a lot of money, donating a lot as Abita is. You guys are providing manpower, studying what type of plants to put in.
Yes.
There's a lot of studies going on as far as what's going to be more resistant to salt water.
Correct. So we actually did a project last year where we did Spartina alterniflora. It did fine, but I kind of transitioned from that species to do California bulrush because of the salinity changes in the water. So that's what we planted today. I picked 3 sites today out in Bayou Sauvage, Madere Marsh, and one of them was the Christmas tree site, which is where U.S. Fish and Wildlife collected Christmas trees. They actually dropped them off in 3 linear patterns. So we actually planted behind them in hopes that wind is going to bring the sediment through the Christmas trees. We will then plant in that sediment and that will stabilize the ground. We are creating habitat. We're not only working to restore the coast, but we do have a lot of migratory birds that stop here in southeast Louisiana. We have a website, crcl.org. We have lots of volunteer opportunities all throughout the year. We start our tree season off in September and we will go through winter. And then come springtime, we're back to doing grass plantings, and then when it gets hot, we do beach plantings, and we take July and August off to recoup from all of that. Yeah, it gets a little hot, that's all.
I'm with Will and Sean, who just volunteered to spend a day in the bayou itself planting plugs to help restore the coastal marsh. What's the day like? You show up in the morning, and how'd they get you out there?
Parked over here, we got on the bus, got on the airboats, and then they had already pulled a bunch of plugs in like sediment-specific locations. So we basically just walked out there in lines and just put plugs of grass down. My focus is more on animal conservation, but I love the state, so I wanted to help out.
And actually, I didn't realize how big of a project the coalition was overall. This is my first time volunteering with them. And just the logistics of this one project with their thing is 23,000 plugs, is that correct?
22.
Yeah. 22, yeah. I mean, at $2 a plug, just the dollar,
$50,000
the dollar number behind just the plant material we put into the swamp is impressive.
Well, what we were doing is like there was already pre-existing little marsh islands, and we were trying to connect them.
As far as how much ground we covered, significant. That's all I could say.
We were seeing some plots that they had done previously, and it was probably around anywhere between 8 to 10 feet.
Yeah, I would say 10 feet easy.
And they've been doing this for a few years, so
it's working.
It's working. The fact that we got jambalaya.
Right. Big shout out to Abita for putting on the whole thing. Not just like the Save the SOS beers, donating proceeds, coastal restoration. They actually are putting significant dollars behind it.
4 or 5 Abita staff that were actually out there with us.
That's what I saw. We're with Jaime Jarudo of Abita Brewing Company.
We've been partnering with CRCL for many years. We made a beer and we still have it available. It's a fundraiser. We've raised roughly $600,000 and it's a special beer. We're moving on to other programs and other projects, but the one common thread is our president, David Blossman, is really committed to supporting CRCL.
You were out there planning.
Oh yeah, I've done this before. What's happening today with the crawfish boil and a little bit of fun, that doesn't happen all the time. But about once a year we sponsor this to just bring out some more volunteers. The monies that Abita's helped raise have gone directly to buying the marsh grass. They're specially selected, but they're naturally bred, and they do come at a cost, but they are the basis of restoring marshes. The city of New Orleans collects Christmas trees, and we need those as a base. So you see all these Christmas trees, and we're planting out connecting islands, and we're planting in the mud 20,000 plugs of marsh grass. It's a means of growing the islands, growing the marshes. The bayou is entirely surrounded by the city of New Orleans. It's a wonderful resource for the city. Abita has things going on at different stages. We have a great environmental story. We're always trying to improve our sustainability story. And we do all kinds of community events in our beer garden. We're excited. Tomorrow's Turbo Dog Day, so we're making it a dog park. our beer garden.
It's a dog park.
We've even made a special beer just for dogs.
And you're located on the north shore of the lake, just
Abita
past Covington.
Springs.
Abita Springs.
Follow the crowd.
Jaime, thanks for being on our show.
thanks so
and thanks
much.
for what you guys have done for many years to save our coast.
Hey, well, thanks for broadcasting.
All right. All right.
We're good?
Cheers.
Cheers.